Okay, so today it's Hyaku Shiki 96, your favourite billionaire philanthropist, and I went on a game hunt in York to see if all the hype is worth it. Let's find out. So the first thing I want to start really with this trip, and what I think makes it so interesting, is that I actually had a bit of a budget this time, and I had a good sized budget, so I was kind of well prepared. My last few game hunts have been a bit more subdued, just because I've been rolling back the spending after upgrading my setup. And if you'd like to see that video, please click the link up there to do that. However, what I actually found was that York's a really good place to shop, but not quite in the way I expected. And so let's get straight into it. So the first place I want to talk about is the CEX in York. Let's go take a look at the footage. So what you saw there was actually quite an interesting store. I think I liked the layout of the store. They used 2 floors. Anyone who watches this channel knows I'm a big fan of that 2-floor CEX. I mean, when you think about it, the second floor is always a great place to put some of those items that people don't spend too much time looking at, that I might spend time looking at, especially some of that Gen 6, that PS2, Xbox stuff was up there. So it was really great to be able to go take a look and not have to deal with a bit more of the chaos that was downstairs with a lot of people. But I think one of the key parts for me anyway, that really made me like the store was I feel like they had quite a good selection, and it was very game focused, and that's not always the case. Some CXs are a bit more tech focused, a bit more entertainment focused, so that was good. However, I can't really say there was loads that I was looking for in that shop. I did actually find a couple of things, and I'll show that after I've done kind of giving my thoughts on the store, what I actually got from there. But I will say this, I think in terms of the rarity higher ticket items, I don't think this store really had too many of them. So if you're looking for those big heavy hitter games, this wasn't the place. But if you're looking for kind of a bit more of a modest, I guess, kind of pick up, Yacht was quite good for it. And so I would say my overall impressions of the shop are quite positive. It's well located amongst other things. So if you're visiting the area and you wanted to go shopping there, I think it would kind of be very feasible. Some CXs are a bit out of the way. This wasn't, so that was great. And by all accounts, that's a great success. So let's take a look at the pickups. So first up, we have Arizona Sunshine. So Arizona Sunshine is a PlayStation VR title that originally comes from the Quest and the PC VR, as far as I'm aware. So this is one of those kind of titles where it's those zombie shooters. It's set in, I guess, Arizona. Who would have thought, eh? But it's a zombie shooter that's kind of focused on a bit more arcadey action, some interesting interactivity elements, and it's got this co-op feature to it. Now, I doubt I'm going to be getting any co-op on this, but what I will say is I'm actually quite looking forward to diving into this game. From what I've heard some people swear by it, some people say it's kind of mediocre, but for me, I'm thinking it's going to be a great time, and I kind of enjoy VR experiences. And a little bit of a hint here, I'm actually going to do some videos on PlayStation VR quite soon and talk about them, because I feel like it's a bit neglected in the collecting community in the UK. But yeah, no, this was a title that I've wanted to pick up, and so it was great to be able to do that. So the next title that I want to talk about is Blood and Truth. So Blood and Truth is one of those highlight PlayStation VR titles. When it came out, it actually was one of those high production titles from the London studio which made the Getaway games, and those have kind of a cult following. This actually came from and built out of a demo in PlayStation Worlds, which kind of had this London heist theme. And so they went ahead and did this kind of like action movie kind of style game. And it's supposed to be one of those highlight titles that people swear by on the system. And so it's one that I've been wanting to pick up, and so I'm glad that I managed to find a good condition physical copy of the game to be able to take home and have a go. So I'm looking forward to getting around to that one. And that about does it for my CEX haul. So it was kind of PlayStation VR focused. And that's always cool. You don't see PlayStation VR games too often, but when you do see them, they always have fantastic prices. I did a trade-in towards these, so I think in total it cost me about £5 for the two of them, and I think full price would be about £11. I mean, you can't argue with that. Two decent games for 11 quid. I mean, for the volume that the platform sold at, these are very collectible. The next thing I really want to talk about is just to kind of do the Intermediary haul, because before I talk about the main highlight, which is what I went there to see, Saw Thumb Retro Games, I did pick up some other game-related things and media-related things that I'm going to show. So first of all, when it came to HMV, I picked up the new 28 Years Later film. So I saw this in the cinema when it came out. I'm a big fan of 28 Days Later, my favourite horror film of all time. And when I saw the new film, it was really good. And so I've kind of been waiting to pick it up. And so I got the opportunity to pick up, and I decided to go with a 4K version. I think mostly go with the Blu-rays. It's generally what I think in terms of advice, because when it comes to the second-hand market, especially Blu-rays are incredibly price effective. But when we're thinking about, I guess, your favourite films where those visuals really do matter, or you're kind of, I guess, really locked into the cinematography element, if you see what I'm saying, those kind of things, I definitely recommend picking up 4K versions for that. So yeah, that was a cool one. The next one I want to talk about is an anime Blu-ray picked up. The Devil is a Part-Timer. Now, those of you who know this show know how good it is. I mean, it is hilarious. I don't particularly, I guess, promote the second season. It's not like awful or anything, but the quality and I guess the novelty is kind of worn off by the second season. But the first season, it's a classic. It's genuinely very funny. So if you're into anime, this is one of those ones I'd recommend watching the first season. It'll make you laugh, and what's better than having a nice sort of relaxed show every now and then. And finally, I got Cyberpunk Edgerunners Madness. So I made it no secret when I was talking about my top 10 games of 2025 that Cyberpunk is one of the best games I've ever played, and I'm getting closer, I guess, reflecting and giving some distance to figuring out where it ranks in my top 10, because I kind of like to take recency bias out of it, but it's definitely in there. And I really love Cyberpunk The World. Edgerunners as well was a fantastic show that I've seen a few times. And so when I found out there's a manga that come out for it and focused on Rebecca, a great character from the show, I wasn't gonna pass that up. And I mean, apparently there's a few volumes, so I'm going to be looking out and keeping these. But if you are interested in Cyberpunk and you enjoy sort of that manga kind of comic style, I would definitely pick this one up if you got the chance. So with that out of the way, let's go to Sore Thumb Retro Games. So what I would say about the shop is there's a big reputation that it has. It is one of the premier in the North retro game shops, and I guess especially in the Northeast region, it's got quite a lot of stiff competition. You've got places like Kenny's, Doorway to Darkness. There are quite a few really good shops around, and Sore Thumb is always one that's talked about, especially for its Japanese import goods, because I know the owner goes away, at least that's what I've heard on social media anyway. So when it came to actually going there, I have to say, it was a fantastic use of the shop's kind of like space. When we go back to Rewind Collectibles, which was in my Manchester hall where I tried to find one of my PS1 Grails, wasn't able to get it. That shop, it kind of reminds me of that in the sense of the space is very effectively and efficiently used. Like, they are not wasting a single square inch. I think for me, I probably came at a time when there wasn't much stock. I was really grateful to see how busy it was. It's nice to see people turning out to support local game shops, and I mean, it was, I think, really nice customer service. The staff were friendly, so that's always something I think really helps elevate that experience, that friendliness and sort of that camaraderie that you get without kind of launching into an irrelevant side thing. For me, that's what kind of takes a shop over the line. Stock is only a part of it. It's the experience, because you can get good stock on eBay anytime. And some of these people have their own sort of like low-key businesses too. But what helps me, I guess, really invest in a shop is the sense of community, the sense of high quality service that comes to the customers. So for me, that was one of the key takeaways. I think when it came to stock, there wasn't anything I was looking for, which is unfortunate here. I did kind of hope that there was something, but just this time there wasn't. And I guess that's kind of part of what it means to be collecting video games. You can see a fantastic shop, but I will not buy something just because I have to buy something if I actually want it, if I'm going to use it. That's the point of having a collection like mine. I already have enough games that I haven't played, so I just think it's pointless for me to add a game that I'm not going to play to that, and I'm already excited and enjoying working through my backlog and playing the games that I have. So I think this time I will say I'm quite well impressed, and I think I probably will come back if I'm in the area again, but this time I didn't come away with any pickups specifically there. However, that's not the end of the pickups. Now, I didn't take any footage of this because I went to pick up these games in Argos, and it's not really an exciting place. There's no shelves, it's all behind the scenes. It's like a warehouse that you go in, you buy, and you pick it up, that's it. So there isn't anything really exciting to say, but it's interesting that I picked up these games, so let's talk about it. So the games I picked up are Resident Evil 5 and Resident Evil 6. These are the HD remasters for the PlayStation 4. So why did I pick them up considering I had the PS3 versions? Well, I've been really enjoying Resident Evil of late. I mean, I played Requiem when it came out. Absolutely fantastic title. I even platinumed it, which was really fun, by the way. And so I'm going back through some of the other Resident Evil titles. I've kind of been playing most of them over the past couple of years on and off. And so I decided I wanted to play Resident Evil 5. I started up on my PS3. It not only crashed 3 times within an hour, the screen tearing was horrendous. Yeah, I just feel like the presentation style of it was just a bit aged. It was like I could have pushed through it, but with all the crashes, everything, I just thought it's not worth the hassle. I looked into it. Apparently Resident Evil 6 is similar, if slightly worse performance. So in that case, I just thought, you know what? I'm just going to get these on the PlayStation 4 remasters. They're supposed to be way better, and I can confirm they are. I mean, as you can see, I've unsealed number 5. I haven't started number 6. In fact, since getting around to record this and buying it, I've almost finished 5. It's actually my first Resident Evil game, so I know a lot of people don't swear by this one, but for me, yeah, no, I'm 100% a fan of it, and I'm going to be promoting it till the end of time. It's a great action game. It's not the scariest game. I think there are some tense moments there, but I mean, the cinematic direction in the cutscenes is quite high, and I don't know about you, but I'm never forgetting punching that boulder and breaking my fingers trying to do those QTEs back when I originally owned this game on the Xbox 360, so it's definitely a memorable one for me. And I'm enjoying playing through it again. I guess for me, I got rid of those PS3 versions. One of the things I guess I do is I do love collecting, but I'm not just going to hold on to a game just because I don't need more than one versions of most games. I do have a few exceptions to that. If you'll see in my collection when I did the update at the start of 2026, and I've done some minor alterations, by the way, which if you stick around to the end of the year, I'll be able to show you an update there. But I do have, I guess, some multiple versions for my absolute favourite games, but it's not like a habit that I'm making here. I'm happy just to have these versions. These versions have got the complete everything with the DLC on the disc, and they're really easy to get into.
Good
They really are quite a fun experience. So I recommend, if you're thinking about picking up games like that, Argos is the place to do it. Those two games combined cost £40 at CEX, and they cost me 22 at Argos, and they were available to pick up immediately. So if you're thinking about picking up Resident Evil games at the moment and those games are in print, I'd recommend thinking about your local Argos and ordering a collection, or just going in and seeing how things are there. I'm hopefully wanting to pick up a physical copy of Resident Evil 4 Remake and Resident Evil 8 in the near future, because I love those games and I have them digitally, I don't have them physically. So I will eventually do that, and I'll update you guys when I do. So yeah, all things aside, that was a little update, I guess, on my hauls that I've had recently, and also just me talking about having a little shop in York. It really is fantastic. For me, going back to what I said in the beginning, if you are looking for books, it is really fantastic. If you're looking to take some nice photos and really enjoy the scenery, it's a great place to go along. And you've got some game shops there while you're at it. So it's kind of one of those ones I'd recommend if you kind of had friends, family, or a partner who's not particularly into game collecting. You want to go and have a look at some stuff, but you want to make sure that they're along with you. It's great because you can have a balance of different things. They have some kind of like more touristy things and stuff as well. I definitely recommend it. And I mean, I haven't shown any of the books because I guess this is not the theme of the collecting on this channel. But if you are interested to see what I've got, let me know, and I'm happy to kind of throw that in, I suppose, in the future, and update you on those kinds of things too. So ultimately, I would definitely recommend shopping in York. I think in terms of me, it's not up there at the top, but it's something that's definitely worth it when you consider the sort of broader appeal. I mean, there are, I guess, better places at the moment for games. I do know things can be sometimes a bit stock dependent in terms of the timing, but when it comes down to it, I don't think you can really argue with the fact that it's a very varied place, and you're going to be able to find some things and have games as there as well, and to have two game shops, one local, one, so you can't really go wrong with that. That's quite respectable. So I hope you enjoyed. At the moment, I am going to be, I guess, overseeing a brand new, super important billionaire project amongst my other billionaire friends. So I'm going to go do that, and I'll catch you on the next one.